Very cool, very cool. Alright, so if you guys don't know who I am, my name is HMK. I run a partner gaming YouTube channel primarily based on Nintendo, Legend of Zelda, and Kingdom Hearts, because those are my top 2 favorite video game series. Who here knows who I am already? Raise your hand. Jeez, a lot of new blood. Alright. So this is basically a discussion panel and a theorizing panel and a hype panel talking about all things Kingdom Hearts leading up to Kingdom Hearts 3, which we finally got a look at E3 last year and Disney D23 last year as well. So guys, how about that Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer at E3? Who saw it? Raise your hand. Alright, who hasn't seen it? Oh. Why not?
Hey, what?
Okay, so
you're newbies, but have you played any Kingdom Hearts games whatsoever? Or you just here with your friends?
I believe from memory, I recollected playing a game called Chain of Memories.
Chain of Memories, okay, that's the Game Boy Advance one. That's the second top to be released.
I don't think I ever actually got it.
you played the worst one.
That's not the That is the disgusting. Oh, bye. Everyone hates Heartless, so bye.
And welcome in the hoodies.
What's up, people? Welcome. Does this thing work?
It's a big one.
Take one works.
Hi.
Hi.
Freaking battle.
Hi. I'm just gonna put my YouTube link really quick right here because since I was rushing here, I couldn't get my computer and it has all my stuff. But basically, if you go to youtube.com, just put in the 3 letters HMK into the search bar, you'll find me. But that's the full URL. All right, who here is under 17 or under 18? Alright.
You don't care.
I know you're an Animate representative. Is there a cursor on them or?
They have to be okay with it.
Are you guys okay with me using cursor and swear words?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah? Alright. Nope. No. Shut up. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna be cursing even out, but I don't curse for the sake of cursing. I just curse because it's my vocabulary. Yeah. So, alright, you guys haven't seen the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer. You guys did. So basically, from the Kingdom Hearts. Oh, what's up, guys? So basically from the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer, we saw Sora finally in the next gen high definition. And it was shown in such a unique way because I was off-put by it a little bit because every time we see a cinematic from Kingdom Hearts, like in the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 1, beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2, and Birth by Sleep, it's really like high-quality next-gen cinematics that you think you would see in Final Fantasy games. But Tetsuya Nomura, the creator of the series, he didn't want to do that with Kingdom Hearts 3 because, of course, Kingdom Hearts 3 wasn't on the PlayStation 3. For some weird reason, he wanted to wait because he was developing Final Fantasy 13 Versus, which is Final Fantasy 15 now. But that's him. So he decided to do something new, something different, something that was inspired from the Disney films, which is called the Kingdom Shader. And that's what Sora looks like in that trailer. So the guys who haven't seen it, go to YouTube as soon as possible, type in Kingdom Hearts 3 teaser. And you will see it, and it looks amazing. And what's funny is that he said himself that this was like pre-alpha footage. He's like, he wants it to be more better than this. I'm like, goodness gracious, how can it get better than that? So in that trailer, we saw Sora the first time on Destiny Islands, and what did he pick up? Did you guys know what he picked up on Destiny Islands?
Master Ericus' Keyblade.
Master Ericus' Keyblade, which is called the Master Keeper. That's the name of his Keyblade. Now, who was the last person that, I'm going to be testing your knowledge every now and again, who was the last person to hold the Master Keeper? Aqua. So, now, what was the Master Keeper used before Aqua got trapped in the darkness? Do you guys know?
Create Castle.
Right, to turn the Land of Departure into Castle Oblivion. Now, going by the hints of this trailer, because of course teasers and trailers, usually when you see them, you don't take what's seen in that to heart, because everything is up to change and development, especially with gaming. But what I can infer from this is what I think happens is that Aqua somehow throws the Master Keeper through the portal from darkness into the world of light to Sora, somehow washes up on Destiny Islands, because that's how Sora gets back to Destiny Islands at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2. Who played Kingdom Hearts 2? Who thought it was easy?
No. Triangle to win? Even on Proud. Wait, you play on Proud?
Triangle to win and Brain Dead. It was one of my favorite times because it shows how broken Sora could be. So, I mean, that game, it wasn't meant to be hard. That game was meant to show off the power that Sora can have. And, you know, Kingdom Hearts 1, that was the hard game. So who wants Kingdom Hearts 3 to be like Kingdom Hearts 2? Raise your hand.
I wouldn't mind the forms,
As far as
to make it look hard.
I wouldn't mind the
Difficulty-wise or
style.
story-wise?
Like everything wise.
Like I wouldn't mind the style that he fights, like his like his improvisation, like his flexibility.
Right.
Like I would definitely want that to come back. I wouldn't want him to lose that.
Very cool. Now, who wants it to be more like Kingdom Hearts 1? Kingdom Hearts 2 to be like Kingdom Hearts 1.
Like the difficulty.
Like the difficulty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can do that. Yeah.
From what information I've gathered all over the internet, I'm inclined to think that this might not be a very difficult game, and I'm going to tell you why in a little bit. But Kingdom Hearts 3, yeah, so I think Aqua takes the Master Key and throws it to Sora somehow through the portal or whatever, and then Sora grabs it. And that's what he's going to use to wake up Ventus later on in the game. Because who here knows what the story so far for Kingdom Hearts 3 is?
Oh, for 3?
Yeah.
It's the end of the Xehanort saga, isn't
It
it?
is the end of the Xehanort saga, but they already released some structure to how the story is going to work. So does anyone know what?
Sora finding his
Collecting all
friends.
the
No, wait.
Finding his friends.
7 people.
Close.
The final battle in Kingdom Hearts.
It's to return everyone who's lost their way.
The 13
So
Secrets
close.
of Darkness. Is that what you're referring to?
No.
Wouldn't it be the beginning of Keyblade War?
No, it's gonna build up to that in the end. The way that they're gonna structure the story, Tetsuya Nomura revealed that Sora and Donald and Goofy are gonna go look for something called the mysterious key to return hearts.
Yeah.
We don't know if that's a Keyblade or it's just an item. So they're gonna go look for that, while Riku and Mickey are gonna go look for the missing Keyblade wielders, Aqua, Terra, and Ventus. And then after all that is said and done, then they're gonna have the 7 Guardians of Light ready to go against the 13 Seekers of Darkness.
So it's split in 2?
Yeah, it's. I don't want to say split in 2. Maybe it's gonna go back and forth. I don't know if they're gonna do something like Dream Drop Distance, or I don't know if they're gonna do something like Birth by Sleep. Because Birth by Sleep, you can just choose any character, go off their story. But in Dream Drop Distance, you constantly switch between Riku and Sora. I don't know if they're gonna do that or do Birth by Sleep.
I liked it
but
better in Birth by Sleep.
You liked it in Birth by Sleep better?
Yeah, because you can just choose someone and then just like...
And just stick with it, right?
Do it.
Who played Dream Drop Distance? Wasn't it fucking annoying every time you're fighting a boss and then like,
And then you
oh,
have to go back and remember, what was I doing? Like,
right? And then once you get back to that boss, his health was full. Like I remember when I was playing as Riku and I was going against the Gigabyte Mantis in the Charm World of the Grid, and I was fighting him. And I was like, okay, you're gonna die, and that battle was annoying as shit. And I'm just like, you're gonna die. You're gonna, oh shit, the drop meter's going down. Go, 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 go. Riku falls asleep. Like Sora's still stuck in Travis Town. I want to play with him. So yeah, that's the story so far. What we know about Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, Kingdom Hearts 3 is gonna obviously show a lot of new stuff, like attraction flow. Who here knows what attraction flow is?
Is it like a friendship meter?
Not quite.
Not quite.
No.
Use your surroundings.
Sort
It's
of.
like flow motion.
Sort of, yes, sort of. It's
Yeah.
evolution of flow motion. That's what Tetsuya Nomura described it as. Who here's played Dream Drop Distance? Who here's played it? Alright, so you guys know what flow motion is. So the people who haven't played Dream Drop Distance, which is the latest Kingdom Hearts game, flow motion is when you make contact with your surroundings. Like if you roll or jump into a wall, you get this weird purple-like energy, and then you get to zip around the areas. So they designed the game. The levels will be much smaller than Kingdom Hearts 1, so it's easy to explore with flow motion. So they do that, and flow motion is like completely broken because it cuts through enemies' defenses. It can take out enemies like that because there's like 8 different flow motion attacks. There's quakes, there's drills, there's teleportation attacks when you use flow motion off of guardrails and stuff. It's crazy. And Tetsuya Nomura said that attraction flow. Who here saw the D23 Disney Expo trailer of Kingdom Hearts 3? No?
wait, which one?
That's the latest one. That's the second trailer.
Wait, on the train?
Huh?
Wait, on the train?
With the train, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so you got. So they said that those attacks, the train and the pirate ship, are attraction flow, which is an evolution of flow motion.
Using attractions?
Exactly. They're using Disney-based attractions as attacks. Because on YouTube, I released a series that got really popular called What We Need to See in Kingdom Hearts 3. And it blew up, and that's how I got partnered with YouTube. I'm like, okay, guys, sure. So I kept on thinking, how can you bring new stuff to Kingdom Hearts 3? I'm thinking, like, what new things can you bring? And then I see the trailer, I'm like, Disney rides. Oh snap! Because apparently you can use rides from Disney World and Disneyland. So we saw the pirate ship, and we also saw the Big Thunder train, Big Thunder Mountain train, which is weird. He said that these attacks will be able to be used against bosses and certain enemies once you make contact with your surroundings. He hasn't really talked about it much because he's trying to keep it like shush shush for some weird reason. And that's basically everything we know about Kingdom Hearts 3, guys. Yay! So I want to actually go around the room, ask you guys questions, get you guys blood pumping. I want you guys to wake up because you guys are like. Alright, so what character would you like to see come back in Kingdom Hearts 3? Yes, you.
Like any Disney.
Any character? Or world, maybe. Oh.
I just want Mulan to come back.
Oh, you want? Oh, okay. So you want the Land of Dragons to come back? That's very interesting. Shion.
Yeah.
Wait, I want to feel.
Shion.
No, what?
Yeah.
Oh, the world ends with you. Oh, okay. It might happen, might not happen. Here, because I'm gonna talk about that a little bit as well. I'm trying, like, go as fast as I can.
Let's bring back the first part of Hollow Bastion from Kingdom Hearts 4.
Hollow Bastion.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
No.
Ansem the Wise.
Ansem the Wise.
Yes. Oh my God.
Sephiroth. Aqua. Roxas. You what? Cat. They keep making Pirates of the Caribbean movies, so it's possible.
Fuck that. No.
Shion.
Just let everyone know. Yes. Yes.
Okay, Final Fantasy.
Bring in some Studio Ghibli.
Yes, Studio Ghibli.
God.
Because Disney owns the rights to them.
Yeah, it does.
No?
Nominate.
Nominate?
Halloween Town.
Nominate.
Halloween Town.
No, it's Halloween.
Halloween Town? Halloween Town.
Okay, I'm going to memories.
Which one? Deep Jungle. Oh, Tarzan. Oh. It was really hard for them to get the rights to that, for them to put it in the game, so I don't think it's going to come back.
She does fuse.
Yeah, don't call it me. I'm just saying.
I want the prize to come back.
I better not hear
So
Star
going back to the world ends with you. I don't think they're gonna make a world that, even though they said in Dream Drop, this is, hey, I'll meet you in Shibuya. Huh?
No, I was just.
Oh.
Go continue.
I don't think they're gonna do that because the world ends with you was more of an homage to the DS game rather than integrating it into the Kingdom Hearts series. The only reason why they put it on the 3DS game is because, family of games and stuff. And the world ends with you, it's not really a Disney property because I have this amazingly large boner for keeping Kingdom Hearts Disney created properties and Square Enix created properties. Because a lot of people are like, oh, Disney owns Star Wars. Oh, Disney owns Marvel, which is part of Kingdom Hearts 3. No, God no. Because if we use that same sense, you know what Square Enix owns? Square Enix owns Tomb Raider. Let's put that in Kingdom Hearts 3. No, God no, please. Wait, who's it Albert?
You can hold it.
That's a damn Chris. That's a garbage piece. I like the design. I never used it in the game. I just like Oblivion of Forever or Ultimate Weapon or Decisive Weapon. So now when you guys here we go. Here's the thing. A lot of people on YouTube and a lot of people have been asking me. And a lot of people have been asking other people. Will we see a Wreck-It Ralph world in Kingdom Hearts 3? No! You know why? Because that's a licensing nightmare. And if we don't get all the licenses for Sonic the Hedgehog, Mario, all of this to be in Wreck-It Ralph, it's going to be a shadow of what it is. And it's going to be boring because that's the charm of Wreck-It Ralph, is that because it had all those cameos and
It
stuff.
would just be that building. And that's it.
Exactly. and in itself, Wreck-It Ralph is an homage to Donkey Kong and stuff. And that's gonna just mess it up bad. All people's like, oh, Wreck-It Ralph. I'm like, no. Turtle. You mean DreamWorks Pictures?
It's not Toy Story.
Toy Story?
No.
No Toy Story?
No.
I just think that's pretty fun. I'm not going to lie.
Yo, Sora would be awesome.
As a little
midget running through beds.
They did that with Ventus in the Cinderella world, and I hated it. Man, imagine. Yeah, and you guys have any questions or thoughts or something? Please stop me, alright?
That kind of goes back to like how the Disney princesses were such like an integral part of one, and then they just kind of stopped being it, and now we have all these other Disney princesses, and it's just
right. They're gonna be a massive problem story of Kingdom Hearts 3 because Xehanort's gonna target
which ones?
Which ones? All of them. So well, the 7 main ones. I want them to integrate the other ones, but in a different sense because I want a Princess and the Frog world. I want a
Bayou. I will so hit the Bayou.
Frozen.
And Frozen. I want a Frozen world.
That can work.
I want an Atlantis world. I want a Treasure Planet world.
Yes.
I want. You know what I want? I want Alice to grow up and we get an Underland world like the Tim Burton 2010 film. I want that.
What do you think about having Pocahontas?
Yes, a Pocahontas world as well. It could be called the
I just don't think
but yeah, I want more worlds. I don't want rehashed worlds. I mean, like, of course, I would like to see Hercules come back and Mulan come back.
Well, they showed Hercules come back.
We need the Coliseum, so Hercules is going to come back.
Yeah.
Exactly, it's the Coliseum. The Coliseum stage.
And Agrabah.
And which one?
Agrabah.
And Agrabah.
No.
Whoa. I want everyone to come back because I want Aladdin's dad to be in that movie.
Yeah, exactly.
King of Thieves. I want my God,
that would actually be really cool.
King of Thieves, right? That's the best one. That's the best one since the first one. I want a lot of things to happen in Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, I want Xehanort to die finally.
Yes.
Finish it. Yes. So they can move on.
He's gonna die. This is the end of the Xehanort saga.
The Xehanort saga ends here. Yeah.
I have a question, guys. Who here knows or who has ever heard of a YouTuber named Skyward Wing? Yes?
I think so.
You think so? Yes?
Yeah.
I'm doing a collab with him later on this month. And I'm not going to tell you what we're doing. It's hush hush. But we're going to talk about something very interesting. And you can just check it out on both of our YouTube channels. Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, what?
I have a question. Are
Yeah.
you guys going to continue playing Kingdom Hearts after the Xehanort saga?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of question is that?
Xehanort is not the reason I come back.
Exactly, right? But I'm just really afraid how they're going to carry it afterwards.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Because,
scared
like, there's been, like, whispers that, they're not gonna have any more Disney worlds after Kingdom Hearts 3. And I'm like, that's stupid, because it's Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
It's Disney and Final Fantasy. That's the beauty of that's the beauty of it. And I gotta be honest, when I first heard about Kingdom Hearts way back in the day in 2001, I'm like, Final Fantasy, Disney, how's that? I didn't say ew. I'm like, how's that gonna work? I'm like, how's it gonna work? And I played it. I'm like, it worked.
They did it.
Now it's not really a collaboration. It's not really a compilation. It's not really a mixture. It's a story that borrows from both. And that's how a game, collaboration or game crossover should work these days. Because when they cross over stories and cross over worlds and stuff, it's just disgusting. And that's why I'm really scared for. Who ever heard the upcoming game, Fire Emblem Cross Shin Megami Tensei?
It's an official cross?
Yeah, it's an official crossover game. It's just a what?
I don't know, that was
Project, I like Project X Zone.
Yeah, and Project X Zone, like the story was.
Oh my god, that game never ends!
I know it's so long, and that's so many people.
40 chapters, no!
There's 40 chapters?
40!
I'm only at 22.
Yeah, it's fun.
I'm on 30! You finally have all the characters, you think you're like the final boss is
And
coming
they
up, 10 more chapters.
and they put Sega, and then they don't put Sonic the Hedgehog as a character in that game. What? Yeah, it's Sega, Namco, and Capcom. There you go.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
It's
Oh god.
over 60
So,
playable characters
I got
at the same time.
I gotta ask you guys about like Tetsuya Nomura himself. What do you think? Genius? You sure? Because I mean, he's postponed Kingdom Hearts 3 because he has like some sort of fascination with complete Final Fantasy 15.
He's obsessed with this.
Well, he's been trying to finish that game for years.
Yes, for years since 2006.
Yeah.
You know what
Wow.
year it is? 2014.
What's the
Final
rush?
Fantasy games have always taken.
When was the rush? For Kingdom Hearts 3 to get made, that's the rush.
Well, I'm not going anywhere.
he was talking about something in verse. Well, I'll call it verses, but during cinematics, it was actually you're able to do reactions during actual cinematics. Say like there's a building falling on you, you can actually input combinations to.
You mean like quick time events?
Almost.
Try and go to win.
Almost,
I did that in 13 too, though.
it was. I don't know if it was probably like a year and a half ago. He did an interview talking about it's something that is gonna involve with that he wants to release first into Kingdom Hearts. So if you know it, if anybody remembers in Kingdom Hearts 2,
Reaction commands.
towards the reaction commands, but apparently it's gonna be.
It kind of is its own mini cutscene when you do reaction commands when you fight against Xemnas.
It's almost like that, but he says it's actually real. It's focused on real time. So if anybody wants to ever look through that, like I have no idea how he's planning on doing that without making it like those corny reactions.
Right.
I don't know. Slicing buildings with triangle was kind of like.
Like I've seen the recent gameplay footage he released for Final Fantasy 15 and how Noctis runs. By the way, I want Noctis to be in Kingdom Hearts 3. Yes.
I don't know. I need to see the game before I can.
But he's
say
so pretty.
I agree.
So
but
pretty.
That's not
They confirmed lightning. That'd be good.
Because I want to talk about that a little bit. Final Fantasy characters, because of what they said. More Final Fantasy characters in Kingdom Hearts 3. Tetsuya Nomura stated in an interview not too long ago that he's going to be able to put more Final Fantasy characters in the games. And he gave the stupidest reasons why he couldn't is because there wasn't enough data. What?
Next gen.
Then you take something out and you put something back
They
in.
recreated Kingdom Hearts 1 from scratch.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And then they Square Enix keeps giving the argument. It's like, oh, we're not going to remake Final Fantasy 7 because we have to make it from scratch.
They say it takes 7 years or something like that to remake.
Why?
And that's BS because he went ahead and made 3 Final Fantasy 13 games and they all suck.
Yeah, they do.
They're garbage.
And they're long.
3's looking really good.
3's looking like Kingdom Hearts. That's why it's looking good. That's why Final Fantasy 15 gets my attention. But yeah. So Final Fantasy 15 and more Final Fantasy characters. What characters would you like to see? Because a big foreigner is Noctis and that other that clown thing, Kefka. Yes.
Oh, what Kefka could be in Kingdom Hearts 3. Final boss.
Whoa, how did I hit him in the game?
As a hidden boss.
You know, no? Final Fantasy characters, anyone?
Oh, man.
I can't remember his name. He's in Crisis Core.
Oh, Zack.
Zach.
He wasn't.
Angel?
Sephiroth?
Angel, Genesis.
Yeah, Genesis. You guys red hair.
Genesis.
Yeah,
Oh,
Genesis.
Rico.
Terra Vernil.
No, we got a Terra.
I want to see Vincent Valentine.
Terra.
Which one?
Vincent Valentine.
Vincent.
Yes.
The reason why they were planning to put Vincent in the first one. The reason why they didn't is because, you know, so they didn't want to put him. But, I mean, do we really care about guns and stuff? Because Disney movies and
Kingdom
stuff.
Hearts isn't only like, I know we're all like older, but like, you know, kids play Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I know, but Disney movies had guns, and a lot of them. And they had to go ahead and censor freaking, in Kingdom Hearts 2, Port Royal, they had to change guns to crossbows. I'm like, why? That was the movie. It was pirates.
It was made to look like.
But I really hope they get past that because, I mean, those censorships are just ridiculous. I do want to see Vincent in the next game. And I was happy they put Aaron in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone else? Any characters specifically? Lightning? I'm pretty sure Lightning's going to be in Kingdom Hearts 2. It's like,
If we're gonna have Lightning, then I want Sarah with Mondo.
no.
I want Sarah with Mondo. If we're gonna have Lightning,
No, I
why
like
not?
merchandise.
There's reasons.
Like,
As part of that series, yes.
I want to see.
We were both saying summon.
Yeah.
Summons, because, yeah, they were planning to put the behemoth in.
And just for completion's sake, Rhino, I really want to know what the fuck happened.
Who?
Rhino from
You just want to beat it just so you
I just want to know.
I guess.
It's true because once you beat it, you find out
I
that
kind of want to see Radio.
Who?
Radio from 4.
I can understand that.
And even like Yuna and stuff like that, but they're summoners, so that'd be like.
Right.
I want to know how. I want that to happen though.
Exactly. When it comes to Final Fantasy based summons in Kingdom Hearts, I'm totally for it. But it's very interesting how they run summons with just Disney characters so far. But I'm totally down for seeing Final Fantasy summons because they were planning to do it in Kingdom Hearts 1.
I want to see Cecil.
Who?
Cecil. Or Cecil. I don't know how to say it.
Cecil.
They pronounce it Cecil.
like Kind of like Simba. They had Simba.
I would like to see him. From 4.
In terms of characters, who thinks Roxas is gonna come back? Please, make me.
Yes, he should go in the room and die.
So it doesn't matter if the Sora is gonna try to bring him back in.
How about
Yeah.
this new
Roxas is my favorite character.
Replace Sora for
The only problem with that is bringing back Roxas. How will Sora survive without the crash?
Because the key to return hurts. That's basically a free pass to bring back anybody. Seriously.
But Roxas is basically Ventus has to come.
No, I hate that argument. I use so many people say, oh my gosh, Roxas is
because
Ventus.
not what I meant.
Yeah.
Because they fuse. Because
I know there's gonna be a trip because they look alike each other, but if you notice Ventus' model and Roxas' model, they do have subtle differences in their
The
face.
only reason Roxas is existing is because of Ventus. Like, the way he looks.
It's because of Ventus, yeah. Right. Because Ventus hurts.
Ventus is more wind. Roxas is more light.
Yeah, Roxas is light, Ventus is wind. But Ventus uses a lot
He uses light base magic, but
Yeah.
it's mostly wind.
But they'll get past that. I mean, they've had characters that had lookalikes before.
But wait, that's why Riku wasn't in 1 because they already had a character named Riku. Like they wanted to put the Gull Wings like how they were in 2.
Right.
They didn't want 2 characters named Riku.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. The same thing with Terra. They wanted to put Terra in the game, and they're like, no, Terra. But yeah. I've done a lot of videos based on Kingdom Hearts on YouTube. Like my top 10 characters is I did this countdown. It's Shion, if I remember, Shion, Ventus, Master Xehanort, Aqua, Young Xehanort, Axel, Xemnas. There you go. Xemnas is number 4. Number 3 is Sora. Number 2 is Riku. Number 1 is Roxas. And wait, what?
Why Sora plays up so high?
Because I like Sora.
I like Sora.
Sora's a cool character. I was like, oh, where's Terra? Terra's a little bitch. He caused everything. He's like, oh, where's Nominate?
But in Dream Jump, all he says is Riku.
Nominate is a great character though.
No, she's not. She constantly feels sorry for herself, even though she wants to help.
But her whole story is really sad.
It's not sad.
Ventus is super sad.
She needed more than
It is. Thank you.
She's trying to alleviate her own guilt, and that's why that's the crux of her.
But that's a whole reason why to be loved. So like, I'm trying to do good because I feel bad.
Yeah, exactly.
And then everyone's like, where's Terra? Where's Nominate? Where's Kyrie? Kyrie may have been 11, but then that was it. So I've also done speculation on who should be in the 13 Secrets of Darkness and the 7 Guardians of Light. Now, of course, we also assume if you play Dream Jump Distance, all of us think that Sora, Mickey, Riku, Roxas, Ventus, Aqua, and Terra are going to be the 7 Guardians of Light. But then Kyrie is revealed to be one at the end of Dream Drop Distance, so I'm thinking that she's gonna take not Terra's place, Roxas' place, because of course Roxas is like it. But of course Terra has no body right now. Terra is just like somewhere.
I kind of want to know how Axel's gonna come in the picture.
Axel, that's what I'm thinking. I made a speculation video of an army of light, where of course we have the 7 Guardians plus helping them out, such as Lee, who has a Keyblade now. Spoilers. Nominate. Since she is Kyrie's nobody, by definition, she should be able to use a Keyblade. Everyone's like, oh, she doesn't know how to use a Keyblade. Roxas is Sora's nobody, Sora knows how to use a Keyblade, same definition.
Wait, what if she absorbs Nominate? She can dual wield. Maybe.
What?
If she absorbs Nominate, she might be able to dual wield. Like Sora.
Not exactly, because the reason why Sora dual wields is not because he absorbed Roxas and Roxas did not use a Keyblade. It's because he had 2 Keyblade wielders' heart, Ventus' heart within him. Which I theorize if Ventus leaves his heart, Sora loses the ability to dual wield. Because he gives Ventus his Keyblade back. So I want Ericus to come back to help the Guardians of Light, because of course we learned that he's inside of Terra's heart. And now for the Seekers of Darkness, I've speculated very weird because I hated how they included time travel in Dream Drop.
It's so dumb.
So bad.
It's awesome.
It was awesome?
Everyone is there.
Do you understand the way they explain it? You must have a version of yourself waiting for you, and you can't move forward, and you can't change the destiny. Why don't you go back in time then? To tell yourself something. It's so stupid. That's why I only when games introduce time travel, they have to do it right. That's like the only game that does it right for me is Ocarina of Time. That's the only game that explains time good. And because it tells about the consequences later. And if you guys want to check it out, I have a Legends of the Panel later
to
on.
the past also.
Alright, awesome. So, time travel. Why? Everyone is Xehanort. So I'm like, okay, so everyone is Xehanort, he gets to, and you can't move forward in time, but you can bring someone back with you from the past. What kind of...
That's sitting on a park bench waiting.
Right?
That BS. That ruins the space continuum.
Exactly. So the people that we have on the 13 Studios of Darkness that are confirmed is Master Xehanort, Ansem, Xemnas, Sax, or Aiza. I'm inclined to think Aiza because, of course, he was destroyed and became a human afterwards. So Aiza and Break, but it's Xigbar because it's not the Break that came back, it's the Xigbar he took back from time. And then a lot of people think young Xehanort is going to be in it, but I don't think so because young Xehanort had to go back and stay there in order to grow up to be Master Xehanort. So even though I don't think so, I'm going to count him as a 6th member. Other people I have thought is going to happen is Apprentice Xehanort, Terra Xehanort, Sora's Heartless, Riku's Replica, Vanitas, and that's 5. I have a couple more in the video. Bye guys, thanks for coming.
What about Rox's Replica?
Huh?
What about Rox's Replica?
Rox's Replica? Nah. It was Riku Replica, Terra Xehanort, Apprentice Xehanort, Vanitas, Sora's Heartless, Luxord and Demix.
Yeah.
Because they were the only members of the organization that we do know that was still loyal when they died, even though Demix is a little bitch and I hate him.
Oh, yeah.
What about if they decide to not bring them back as Seekers of Darkness? Marluxia, but as like their own thing.
Nah, Marluxia and Marxine were traitors, so they're not gonna bring it back. And 17 was saying Dream Job Distance, so like, hey, those guys suck.
Do you think like the final battle is gonna be like just Kingdom Hearts, or do you think they're gonna incorporate some Disney? Because Mickey's probably gonna be in the war.
Yeah, Mickey's gonna be in the war. I have had this radical thought like it may be just the 7 Guardians of Light and the 13 Secrets of Darkness. But then when I was thinking about it, I'm like, what if all the partners from all the Kingdom Hearts games just come, and then the war happens, and on the other side we have Heartless and Nobody's and Unversed, and they're coming too.
Well, yeah, because then you have
How would they travel?
How they travel?
Yeah.
They in Kingdom Hearts 2 they break down the barriers to the worlds. That's it. And then they can find the dummy ships and stuff.
But then you also get like the help of all of the heroes from Disney too.
Right.
So it's like so I don't know. It's very very interested in what they're gonna do.
I've said it before, that's the one thing I do not want to see in Kingdom Hearts 3. The number one thing I don't want to see in that game is them just undermining the Keyblade War. I want to fight in the Keyblade War. A lot of game developers tend to take big wars like that and just like cutscene them, exactly. And I don't want that to happen.
They did that in 2.
I know they did it in 2, and I don't want that to happen.
What about the 1,000 Heartless fight?
My
That was
God.
pretty good.
Terrible.
Jesus Christ. I'm getting steaming here. Does anyone know what time is it?
It's almost 6:50.
It's 6:50? Yeah, I'm 5 minutes over. How about we keep this party rolling until I have to either go to Mel or they kick us out? Sounds good?
Sure.
Yeah. Guys, this is supposed to be the hype train. You guys have to get hyped.
Yeah. So hyped.
Say yeah!
Yeah.
I mean, Kingdom Hearts, right?
Yeah.
Like, this chunk right here is just like, no, we will stay quiet. Yeah, so, you had something?
Yeah, I have a question. How do you expect Terra to come back?
I have no fucking clue. I seriously have no fucking clue. Because, like, his body was destroyed along with Xemnas, because technically Xemnas is Terra's body. So I have no idea how he's gonna come back, because when Xehanort was reformed, he reformed as man. Huh?
Wouldn't he be with Xehanort now?
I don't know where his body is. I don't know where his heart is. I want to say that his heart is.
Xehanort's right now?
No, Master Xehanort reformed as his own body, his old body, which is weird. I'm like, why? Because if that was the case and Xemnas and Ansem died, then Terra Xehanort came back as Terra Xehanort. I'm like, okay, there's his body. But now he came as old Xehanort. I'm like, where is his body? So at least we have an idea where his heart might be. His body, I have no clue. I have no idea how they're gonna bring him back.
What about in Final Mix? Once we begin, you fight the Armor Terra.
That's just his armor.
That's only his mind.
Yeah, that's only his mind. we know where his body is. We don't know where his body is.
Yeah.
We might know where his heart is. We know where his mind is, and we don't know where his soul is. Because in the Kingdom Hearts lore, there's body, mind, heart, and soul, and that's what makes up a person. And a nobody contains the mind, soul, and body of a person, while a heartless just contains a heart. It's really complicated, and when they split them up, I'm like,
Because at the end of Dream Drop Distance, they said, there was a Yensid that said, we found Terra's heart, right?
huh?
They found Terra's heart, or they have a...
No, at the end of Recoded, they said we have an idea where Ventus's heart might be. And then, even Yensid is like, I still don't know where Terra is.
Because wouldn't they have to defeat, again, Zenith and Ansem to get...
No, because Zenith and Ansem are from the past. Because they're already dead in our time. In real time, they're dead. And that's how Xeno is here and stuff. But they want to go all broke and say, hey, go back in time and get my peoples back. So, yeah.
Has it been like confirmed if there's gonna be like a new enemy or anything like that?
A new enemy? No. It hasn't been confirmed. I would like it to be, but there's too many enemies right now. Because we have Heartless, Nobody's, Umbers, and Dream Eaters. And Dream Eaters is not coming back.
Added to Dream Eaters, like
Huh?
I think Dream Eaters would be added to.
No, because Dream Eaters only live in Vanitas, so they're not going to come back. If Vanitas comes back, which I want him to come back, Umbers are going to come back. So it's going to be Heartless, Umbers, and Nobody's.
I think that's
And
really
that's going to be freaking awesome.
I think it's going to be really interesting.
Huh?
I think it's going to be really interesting because
Right.
the voice of Vanitas is the voice
It's
of
Sora.
So it's going to be like.
Yeah, did you guys know that Sora is Vanitas' voice?
So the voice actor is just going to be like.
Yeah.
I know, I just think it's funny.
They've done worse.
No, I know, they can do it. I just want to see it.
Oh yeah. Oh man, Haley Joel Osment. And they actually recently interviewed him, and he's not fat.
Yeah.
And then exactly. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna come back to Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm just waiting for that phone call. Because usually in game development, that's the last part of development, getting the voice actors and doing the voice roles. And of course, I don't know if Kingdom Hearts 3 is gonna get an international release at the same time, but I want to say it might.
Please.
And if it does,
a lot more
then
popular.
maybe. I'm also anticipating this game to release next year, 2015. You don't think so?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Because they're doing that trend. Releasing a Kingdom Hearts game every year since Kingdom Hearts 15.
After 15, you know that it's going to get pushed back. There's going to be some extra stuff.
Because he wanted to wait, because Kingdom Hearts 3 is in development right now. He wanted to wait until Final Fantasy 15 was completely done, and then he started development on that. But then he finally had the light bulb click in his head and said, okay, let's co-develop it. So right now, the actual Kingdom Hearts team is the one developing Final Fantasy 15, while the Birth by Sleep team, who are the same people who developed Dream Drop Distance, is developing Kingdom Hearts 3 right now. Once Final Fantasy 15 is done and released, then he's going to bring the Kingdom Hearts team and Birth by Sleep team together and finish the game. And I'm really hoping for 2015. Right? E3, oh my god, I can't wait. That's the two things I want to see at E3 this year. One, character models of different characters.
Yeah.
I've only seen Sora's Donald and Goofy, that's it. I want to see like Roxas or Xeno or something. I want to see them with Link and shit. Two, I want Utada Hikaru just get up on stage and sing a new song for the game.
Yes.
Like a brand new song for Kingdom Hearts 3.
And maybe gameplay.
No more recycled songs.
We saw gameplay at the D23 Expo, so.
I said release date, which not really release date, like a
release
year.
Huh?
A
A
release
year
year.
of time.
Yeah, 2015, I want to say because Kingdom Hearts has this really weird boner for two numbers, 13 and 7. So 2015 is actually the 13th anniversary of Kingdom Hearts. So that's why I chose 2015.
July.
And then July is the 7th month of the year. So that's why I'm thinking maybe July 2015. And they've done the trend where the Dream Drop Distance came out in 2012. And then HD Remix 1.5 came out in 13. This year we're getting 2.5 Remix, and then next year we're going to get 3. So that's why I'm thinking.
That reminded me of like what kind of gameplay mechanics they're going to use in 3. Because like we've been seeing like the command.
Oh yeah, the command deck in the handheld games.
Becoming like a huge thing, but like when we saw the trailers and stuff like that, we saw the return.
It looks like in the he says he wants to keep it fast paced like it did, like he did in the handheld games. But the only reason why it's fast paced is because of the command deck, and that's fine for a handheld system. I don't want that system to be on a console thing. And maybe I was thinking in one of my videos I stated that maybe we'll be able to toggle between those two things, between a command deck and the regular
shortcuts. Or at least some kind of really cool fusion of the two.
Right? Like if that could become the new shortcut menu. You know, we have attacks like that, and then like we can just scroll around them. I mean, because God knows the PS3 and the PS4 and Xbox One controller, it has way more buttons than the 3DS, so they can pull it off easily. Yeah. So Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, chug. And I just.
It's been doing that. Don't worry. Like.
Okay, there we go.
Open!
The dream is dead. 2000. Like, every time it flickers, it's gonna add another year to the release date. 2016.
That's that. That's
All right. 2018.
That's Square is pushing the game back.
2019.
They're pushing back versus now.
That's every year that Square is going to go. Please be excited for E3 again.
Right? Nah. That's gonna bother the shit out of me. What time are we at right now?
6:58. 6:58.
6:58.
Yeah.
So it's not even 7 o'clock yet.
It's probably 7.
Alright, so I think I'm gonna end it around 7:15 so I can go to the next room because my next panel is a Legend of Zelda panel. And that's gonna be room 101, and I'm gonna go in there 7:15 and get my camera set up there.
This is 101.
This is 101? Okay, room 104.
That's right down there.
Yeah, because that was the 2 rooms they gave me. Usually I do a lot more panels at these events, but then I put in my submission late, so I only got 2 on Sunday. But whatever. I'm gonna have a lot more panels at SuperCon. Who here is very knowledgeable on games?
What do you mean?
Yep. Like, you specify?
Huh?
You specified it?
Like a video game question, like let's say, how old was Sora in Kingdom Hearts 1?
14.
I was talking. Don't do that, my next class. So yeah, it's basically like a question about various video games and stuff. And every time you get a question right, I give you a prize. And since I'm partnered by Polaris right now, I get YouTube money for every time I do that, and I use that money in order to buy awesome prizes, not like stickers or stickers. I actually give out video games, T-shirts, action figures, and stuff. Who's been to one of my contests before? Okay, so yeah. So you guys know I give out the good shit. So I'm planning to do that at SuperCon this year. Last year at SuperCon, I did something called HMK 3, which is my 3rd one. That one really felt the shit really bad because they put me in this tiny ass room and I hated it. So I'm thinking about doing something. Hello.
I'm sorry. What's that about?
Kingdom Hearts.
Huh?
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts?
Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
So I'm planning to do something at SuperCon this year called HMK 3 Final Mix. Get it? Because the last one was just so bad. And the reason why it was so bad is because I was really, really short on money, so I could only get like 5 prizes. And I did the stupid thing with getting teams together. I'm like, that never works. So that's why I like to get everyone like involved. Like, oh, who knows this question? If you raise your hand, you get a prize if you get it correct. Like, let's ask another one. The main protagonist of Resident Evil 1.
What is it?
Chris.
Who said that?
Wesker.
Who said Wesker?
Wesker was in it. He was in it.
Chris Redfield.
Chris
Redfield. Where's he?
Yeah, I might have to like put more Kingdom Hearts questions in this shit.
Well, you have a Kingdom Hearts audience.
Yeah.
I really do. Like my main audience is Kingdom Hearts, Legend of Zelda, and now I'm starting to get a lot of Sonic the Hedgehog people for some reason.
No, well, I'm saying that the panel's title is Kingdom Hearts.
Oh yeah, okay, in this sense, yeah.
It's kind of
But like gamers should always try and
extend.
But even though it's Kingdom Hearts, look, he's dressed up like Link in the back. Look at that. So like gamers have comments. Like a lot of people ask me, what would you guys think of a Legend of Zelda Kingdom Hearts crossover?
That'd be interesting.
Like, damn, you guys are.
Is it gonna be like Legend of Zelda with Dynasty Warriors.
Oh, I'm so excited about that, and we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
It is happening, and then we're gonna talk about that in my next panel. I'm gonna hype so much. Oh my god, you don't even know.
Multiplayer.
Right? Who is a fan of Smash Brothers? Oh yeah.
Get out.
Chrome is in the game.
Chrome is gonna be in the game.
He better be.
He's gonna be in the game. They leaked it.
Oh really?
Yeah, there's a huge amount of leaks, but he showed me the leaks. We're waiting. We're waiting because yeah.
The guy who predicted the sister.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And he predicted the sister was correctly. The one thing we're waiting on, which is very close, is when Tropical Freeze releases, Diddy Kong is going to be revealed to be a veteran. But he's going to have his B down changed so that he tags out with Dixie Kong. Like,
because they're cousins.
Like Zelda and
they're not cousins, they're boyfriend and girlfriend. Ew. Ew. So yeah, it's going to be like a Zelda Sheik mechanic. And if that is true, then I will believe that leak to the ends of the earth. And it has so much good shit on it too. Oh my gosh. What time is it now?
7:03.
Huh?
7:03.
7:03? Alright, since you guys like, all you guys raise your hand about Smash Bros., how about we talk about Smash Bros. A little bit? Is that
Yes.
Yeah? So let's talk about that leak for a little bit. So they said that Rosalina, he was hyped for Rosalina.
She's ridiculous.
Right? Yeah. She's gonna get on balance like so hard.
Oh,
Do you guys know
the water in the
Yeah. I mean, I don't like
haven't
her.
kept up.
Oh, you don't like it?
No, I don't like her, Rosalina.
Oh, okay. That's cool. They also said that Palutena is gonna be a playable character.
Yes.
That'd be cool.
And the one thing Palutena,
She is a boss in character.
how about you play the game and they pronounce it Palutena?
Wouldn't Magnus kind of be like also involved?
Are you kicking us out?
No, I'm not gonna kick you guys out. Just making sure you guys don't have any equipment.
Oh no, yeah, that's mine. All that. No, they said Magnus is gonna be a assist trophy, which pissed me off because I want Magnus to be a playable character.
That's kind of a bummer.
I know. He's gonna be like Ike, and Ike is coming back. Which is weird. And they said Saw Snake is gonna come back, and one thing that was really weird is Ridley is gonna be a character.
What? Yes.
And I'm like, how? And then the leak said that was the hardest thing for them to do in developing the game. Ridley.
As a playable character.
As a playable character.
No,
I can see it. It's probably gonna have super armor.
That'd be
No. You know who's gonna have super armor? You know who's gonna be the most powerful? They said the most powerful character in the game, the slowest character in the game, the heaviest character in the game, new character, King K. Rool.
King K. Rool, that's fun.
Yeah.
He's gonna be in the game, and he's gonna have more. He's gonna be more powerful than Ike, but he's gonna have more slower startup. So he's gonna be like.
He's like Diddy, only worse.
Diddy is weaker than Ike. And Diddy's come back. We just saw Diddy.
And Diddy has like all the
Which I-
floatiness.
Yeah, I don't like
Diddy has
Diddy.
floatiness.
Meta Knight's coming back. Oh, and for Crom, you want Crom to come back, right? So August 1st is when they're planning. Was when the league was planning to announce it because that's the 10th anniversary of Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
So August 1st, mark me under. He's so pretty. Man.
But didn't they say something about Mewtwo?
Yes, Mewtwo's coming back.
Yeah.
All the Pokemon people's coming back, which is weird. Like,
Okay, so that's a lot of Pokemon.
yeah, because no, they broke the rule with Rosalina. 5 Mario characters, they broke. Oh, and they said that a new Zelda character is coming, but we don't know because they said it's either one of two people. They're keeping it guarded. They say it's either Ghirahim,
Which you want?
which I want, or Tingle. Which nobody wants! Wait, what? Man, disgusting! We get such a bad
He's gonna pull a LeBron James from Nintendo.
Oh, and the last third-party character that they're bringing in is Pac-Man.
Obviously, that's a given.
I was hyped for Mega Man.
Mega Man? Oh my god.
Mega Man was hype.
What is the roster from like Super Smash Brothers? It's gonna be like the roster.
So far, the leak said it's not going to be confirmed to be complete, but so far we're looking at 54 characters.
That's the biggest roster.
That's huge.
That's really.
That's for both versions.
That's like double.
Yes, both versions. Which is
That's a lot.
Are you getting it for the Wii or 3DS?
Huh?
Are you or 3DS?
For both.
No, which one are you getting?
Yeah, both.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to play Smash? I have a Wii U. Why would I get one? I know it's stupid because they're not doing cross-platform play, which is retarded. I don't know why.
Are they like connected somehow?
They're gonna connect somehow.
Maybe a later update. Possibly. Maybe with a later update, possibly.
I don't know. It's something you cannot fix when it's updated. Cross-platform play that you cannot do with an update. Trust me.
Kill SteamOS.
Huh?
Kill SteamOS.
Right? But so yeah, Smash Brothers, and what was another thing the leak said that was interesting? Oh, you have something to say?
If Mewtwo, did they say he's gonna be in his Mega forms or what?
We don't know. We don't know.
Just
it's a
Mewtwo.
leak. Yeah, it's a leak. It'll be cool to be in his Final Smash. Yeah. You have something? Yeah, your hand up? Yeah.
Are they keeping Final Smash?
Yes.
Yes.
They showed one off with a Wii Fit trainer. Her Final Smash is when she goes off like this.
Yeah.
Yoga
and all her
position.
poses just attack you. Which is cool, but it's broken.
Yeah, it looks really
It's crazy.
Full screen.
Well, it's Final Smash.
Oh, and apparently all the miscellaneous characters are coming back.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah. That means Ice Climbers, Rob, and Game & Watch.
I like
Yeah,
this
seriously, no,
They just crazy just
Oh, and apparently they're changing characters too. They're trying their best to declone Wolf and Falco.
Yeah.
And also they're semi-decloning Ganondorf, but his B down has been changed so that he equips his sword. And I'm like, okay, I'm willing to call bullshit on that, but if that happens, yeah, that'll be wrong. And Zelda and Sheik are coming back.
What about the Young Link or Zoom Link?
Toon Link is coming back. Young Link is. Toon Link permanently replaced Young Link because that was the young version. That was the new young version of Link. I would have liked a Link Between Worlds Link better than Toon Link, but.
What about Toon
So we will.
They're actually trying to do something like Toon Zelda and Toon Sheik in Brawl, but I guess it never like. Yeah, it would have been cool because like Toon Sheik may have been a code name for Tetra, and that would be cool to play with as Tetra, like a little sword. What time is it now?
7:10.
7:10. All right, final red guys. Hey, and then the next battle. Woo! Which is this 104, right?
101.
104 is the next one. So for Legend of Zelda, you just go. And so last thing.